next month and all I'm going to hold for you. It is going to be such a busy, busy month. So one of the things so many people are concerned about is urinary health. And so I am drinking a Cran Plus. Not only does it taste good, it absolutely prevents and helps all those nasty little germy germs from adhering to your urinary tract, and it tastes yummy. And it has zero sugars, and that's so good. So we are um, coming here today to share my friend Bobby. And if you are sick and tired of being so sick and tired, you're going to want to hear this because we have, she is going to share her amazing journey of not being sick and tired and sick of being sick and tired anymore. And it is a process, and it is something that we have to address on a daily basis. When you have a plethora of pre-existing things that you have been labeled with called autoimmune deficiencies, you got to address those things daily. And we have tricks up our sleeves that we want to share with you. Bobby, thank you for coming.
Hey,
How
how
are you?
are you? I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Cheers, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
Oh yeah.
Honey Plus, one of my faves. Do you like it?
Oh yeah. I do Cram Plus pretty much daily, and that's a staple in my mom. My mom does Cram Plus daily and Thirst. Cram Plus, she's 75, and you know how important urinary tract is for 75 and when you're elderly, so or older,
Yes.
not elderly.
Yeah.
I
Well,
take it. I'm 50, so you know.
my both my parents drink it every morning. They put it in their lifestyle mix. They love it.
Oh, I never
Um, make,
thought of that. I might try that.
makes a big difference for them. And urinary things have been an issue for my dad in the past. So we this is a marvelous way of addressing it. And mom has diabetes,
Oh
so
yeah.
no sugar. It's
Absolutely.
perfect. So let's get back to you. That was a little segue. Like so sick and tired of being sick and tired, and
Oh, absolutely.
you made some major changes, and
Oh,
you feel
absolutely.
better.
Oh
What the
yeah.
heck is going on?
Um,
Tell us where you started.
actually, when I first started, I was working night shift, and I had 6 kids in the house. My husband and I have a blended family,
Wow,
and
what
I
busy.
had two grandkids in the house, and it was to the. I mean, I was working night shift. I was burnt out. And you know, when you're burnt out and you're eating like crap, your health is not the best. Because you're not giving it what it needs to perform.
Right.
So I was going to bed exhausted and waking up even more exhausted. And it got to the point that I literally was crying like there has to be more than this. This has to be. I had tried everything. I was one of those ones who went, you know, GNC was going to set me the right way. So I went to GNC and talked to their specialist, and I was taking like, it was 6 or 7 different supplements, but I was taking them so many times a day that I couldn't keep up. I literally had a little notebook and wrote it down. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I worked in a hospital, and like it would tell you to take something half an hour before you eat. Well, I can't do that. I don't know when I was going to eat. There was no
No.
way of knowing. Somebody has a cardiac arrest or is, having a code. I have to go. I can't say, oh, I just took my supplements. I have to eat in half an hour.
That's right.
It's time for me to eat. I'll come over when I eat. You can't do that. It's not realistic to life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I was very skeptical. I wasn't going to do it. My husband and I's oldest daughter um, was doing it. She tried a sample, and they were having this like a sale. So I was like, well, if I'm going to try it to prove it wrong, I might as well do it this way because I can just give the rest
Wait a
to
minute.
her.
You wanted to prove her wrong.
Hmm.
Is that what I heard? I bet that there are people watching this right now that said, I want to prove Bobby and I want to prove Beth wrong because that's why I've just been hanging around watching for so
Oh
long.
yeah,
We're going to prove her wrong. Y'all, come
it's
on.
not going to
We
work.
invite you to come
It's,
prove
it's
us
it's
wrong.
not going to work. And I'm going to tell you this, okay? Because my daughter, who actually noticed that it was working for me at first, um, life got in the way. She got in a car accident, and I ended up um, stopping for a while because I put all of my focus on my daughter. My daughter had to relearn to walk. She was temporarily paralyzed, and she had several surgeries, spent months in the hospital, and my whole focus went to her. So
Wow.
I kind of got away from it, and I was away from it for a couple years, and I came back in March. In March, I found myself miserable again. My health was suffering. I had went through COVID in 2020, and COVID totally changed my body. Um, and my hair was falling out, and like I had no get up and go. My get up and go was done. I was retaining fluid. I had edema. I had swelling in places I never had swelling, and I just felt horrible. And I was like, okay, this is the only thing that ever worked for me. So I'm going back. So I started again, and now the first time I wasn't a day one thriver. I was probably day 3 or 4.
Okay.
But when I came back, it was like a day 2. Like I felt it. Like I took it and I felt it. And I'm like, this is what I needed. This is absolutely what I needed. And it got to the point, my ankles had so much fluid and my legs were having so much fluid. And within a couple of weeks, I noticed that the fluid was going down out of my legs. I was losing weight. And I'm like, okay, well, it's just water weight. Because you want to get excited about, weight loss. I had lost a lot of weight when I did it the first time, but I didn't gain it all back. I kept a lot of it off, but I was gaining it back. When you're sick.
Well, that stress of taking care of your daughter in that critical condition,
Yeah.
I mean, high cortisol levels, it messes with your body. Yeah.
And then, in the process of all this, why I had stopped, I also moved to Georgia because my dad was ill at the time. He passed away in 2020 when I got COVID. And so I moved to Georgia away from my kids and grandkids because, they were all growing and starting their own families. And I came down here to help my mom and dad. Big believers their whole life. And just the stress and everything I was putting on my body and not giving it the nutrition it needed and things. And I was back to worrying about everybody else, and I forgot about me.
Yeah.
So
Easy to do. We do that as mamas.
I know life gets in the way,
Yeah.
So I started back on it, and like I said, at that point, I knew the first time it helped with the inflammation in my body and the aches and discomforts in my joints because my joints will swell and I used to get headaches. I used to wake up with headaches all the time, and just the difference that I felt, and the fact that once I started giving my body what it needed, it boosted my immune system, so my immune system could kick in, and
I'm going to pause right there for a second, Bobby. Everybody, immune system. It's such a key word right now. Everybody is wanting to boost their immune system. Listen, so many people on joining us, just watching, but drop those comments. Tell us where you're coming from, and ask us your questions and share this out because I know this has got to hit home with somebody that's watching or somebody, a loved one that you care about. Immune system support. Keep going. Sorry.
Well, and so I started back on this, and like I said, it helped boost my immune system. The vitamins and the minerals and the antioxidants that is in this. It helps rejuvenate your red blood cells and your oxygen levels going because when you rejuvenate your red blood cells, that's what carries your oxygen. I'm a lab tech, so I don't want to get too. But
no, that's so good to know, though. I mean, because people just don't realize that we can improve those things by supplementation because our bodies on a cellular level respond to premium nutrition rather than the stuff that's on the store shelves because this is 98% absorbed.
Well, and one of the best things is, like I said, it helped my immune system, and then I had never I used to be a stickler sticking to the same regimen, which I would do before I did classic, and I would do the classic capsules, the shakes, and then I was doing the duo at the time because that was the now when I came back they had the elite and I was doing the elite, but then I started looking into the TAC because in the winter months or when the viruses are out strong, I've been doing TAC lately because I have had a lot of sinuses. I just went through COVID again. And with the oregano oil and the black elderberry that is in this, it not only helps the immune system, but it also helps against viruses.
Yes.
Because black elderberry and oregano oil are two properties that are really, really boost the immune system itself,
Hmm.
and fighting off of those things. So I knew I need a little extra. So when I know that's coming, and I know I've been going through a lot, I've definitely been doing this. So
I
like I said,
some of that up here.
it's
I did not.
absolutely some of the simplest ways of taking care of yourself the first 20 to 40 minutes of your day, and you're done.
Yeah,
And see, I'm going to be quite honest. I did the supplements for a while when I went to GNC, but I quit because if it's something that's complicated, I'm lazy. I'm not going to do it. You get into a routine. Okay, you get into a routine waking up and brushing your teeth before you walk up the house, brushing your hair. Well, your Thrive will be the same way. You wake up before you get out of bed, you take your capsules of water, just put them on your nightstand. And,
absolutely.
you usually eat or drink something. Well, I used to drink Diet Dr. Pepper. So instead of that, I make my shake, and, I'm getting in the shower, getting myself ready, make my shake. By the time that my capsules kick in and all those juices have gotten in the gastric, has gotten the juices flowing, I
Hmm.
start drinking my lifestyle mix. It starts
Yep.
working together. But I have never, as much vitamins as I've taken in my life, I've never felt them work. I can feel these working. Now, I have the men's and the women's,
Hmm.
so I just held up men's. But
And I actually take the men's elite. There's a little bit
okay.
more get up and go in it, and like since I had COVID, I need that extra get up and go.
Now, see, I always took the classic men's,
Hmm.
um, more so than the elite, but I did take the classic men's because it has a little bit more of the natural caffeine in it. And I was such a caffeine addict. I'm not even gonna lie, I was an addict. If you're drinking the energy drinks and you're drinking soda and you're filling your body with that, and when you start dipping, you're repeating the cycle, and you're drinking several a day to get through, you become addicted to it. It's a
Absolutely.
habit, but I didn't realize that until I started going off of it, and I had the side effects of going off of it. I didn't have that when I went off of my Thrive. Like I didn't have the side effects. I just went back to feeling crappy.
Yeah.
It took me a while because my system had, my body had generated and started feeling better on its own from giving it what it needed. But after a few weeks, I just was back to feeling like, okay, I'm tired. But then at that point, I was blaming it on the stress, but after a while, I'm like, okay, this isn't stress. I'm not taking care of myself. My body needs the nutrition, and I'm not giving it to it.
So when you
Because
came back in you said March.
March,
When you came back in March, what has happened since March when you came back? Because if my memory serves me right, I think I got a little bird told me that you had some massive changes that
I
were
did.
pretty dramatic.
I have actually I lost I lost a good bit of weight. I lost like 30 pounds since March. I lost more than that. I gained a little bit back. I mean, you go back and forth. You know how that is. I also like, as far as my energy level, it's so much better. Um, my focus, my memory, and I know it sounds funny, and my skin. If you look at my pictures, you can tell when I'm thriving and when I'm not thriving. I look
Mhm.
aged. I know it sounds funny, but if you go back and look through my pictures of when I quit thriving, even that year or so that I quit thriving, if you look at the pictures, you can tell a difference.
Yeah.
And I just turned 53, and you I put my pictures up next to when I was younger, and
Hmm.
I look better now than I did in my 30s. I feel better now than I did in my 30s.
Feel better. That's a consistent thread of all of these lives, all these people that have been sharing. You feel better than I did 20 years ago.
But with the weight loss, at the time when I started, from being overweight, I had, high blood pressure issues. I was borderline diabetic. Those things went away when the weight started going down. As far as the swelling and the inflammation, that pretty much was more of the supplements helping me than the weight, because I have been at a smaller weight and still had the edema and the inflammation and the aches and discomforts. Um, you know, the stuff that's in this, the vitamins and the antioxidants in this just works with my body to the point that I don't have to, you know. Um, One of my favorite plus line products, you and I have kind of talked about this before.
Yeah.
I love Rebuild. I had
Rebuild.
something called, yes. Rebuild is gut health. It's
I am
major gut
totally out
health.
of Rebuild. I love Rebuild too. It's one of my favorites.
I hold on.
Such so, and while I think she's grabbing hers. While she's grabbing hers, Rebuild is a fairly new colostrum drink. It's bovine derived, and it helps us rebuild on so many levels. But obviously, it goes into our stomach, and that's where it starts. But it helps not only with that; it helps
Let
with
me.
soft tissue repair. It helps with our brains, and it tastes absolutely delicious.
It tastes
It's
like orange. Like I put
yeah,
that in with my lifestyle mix. Let me see.
mm,
Yeah.
yes.
Hold on.
Kind of
I'm trying
tastes
to
like
find it.
an
A
orange.
dreamsicle. It tastes like a dreamsicle
Yes,
to me. I'm trying to find it. I have so much. I just got my order in, so
and
I'm you know.
you know what? I
But
just found one in a sample package.
oh,
I
okay. I was gonna say
got one.
I'm
I got
looking.
one right here. Let me put my phone back up. But
All right.
yeah, like guys, this stuff, like whatever your wellness needs are, I'm telling you, this stuff is so um your body doesn't have to think about what to do with it because of the way that it's engineered. And because it's so highly bioavailable, you're getting 98% absorption from it. This is Rebuild.
Oh yes. And
Yes.
like I said, it has colostrum in it. And if anybody looks up colostrum and turmeric and what it does together, what it does for your gut health and rebuilding your gut health, it's amazing. And I will tell you now, here's another product that I do have that in front of me that I will use. Like if it's on a day that I know I'm going to be out, I'll put a
Mm-hmm.
boost in with my shake. Because if I know I'm not going to be eating well that day, I'll put a boost into my shake because I know I'm going to be getting um, the fruits and
All your
vegetables that I
greens.
need.
Yes.
Absolutely. I know I'm going to have my greens. I'm going to have my fruits and my vegetables, and I'm not going, So, if I'm going to be eating a little bit crappy because I'm in a place that, don't have the best selections,
Mm-hmm.
this is like I'm telling you that I know I'm giving my body what it needs when I put this in. So, but like I said, there's something about the lean muscle support too. Um, I'm going to make a confession because before I went back to Thrive,
Uh-huh.
I was one of the ones that the doctor wanted to put on. I'm not going to name any of the names, but it's a shot to help you
Mm-hmm.
lose weight. But
Mm-hmm.
guess what it does? It takes from your muscle it takes your muscle instead of your fat. So my doctor called me because they do a test to see if it's fat or muscle you're losing. They're like, stop. You're one of the ones that's taking from the muscle. So it wasn't helping me. So that's one of the things that I have gained back is my lean muscle when I started back on the nutrition.
Yeah.
And like I said, I taking care of myself. I know that I can't take care of somebody else unless I am taking care of myself.
That is
And
exactly right. And I got to share this with you because I do know people that are taking that what you just
mhm,
mentioned, that to try to quickly have this dramatic change. And I urge you, read
mhm.
the side effects. But for those of you that do not know what the Thrive experience is, let me go over that really fast because I want you to understand the simplicity of it.
Mhm.
It's 3 simple steps. It's vitamins first thing in the morning before your feet hit the floor, as soon as those eyes open with a glass of water. There's 2 capsules in here. They are pre and probiotics, vitamins, minerals, BCAAs. It is loaded, y'all. Okay, these are vitamins you actually feel. Like Bobby said, 15 minutes later, she's feeling this when she's, she's getting out of the shower. She's ready. And then she goes and grabs this lifestyle mix. It's unlike any other shake that you've ever tried because they're not slimy, they're not gritty, they are more microionized. That means very fine, and the micronutrients in here, your body is ready to absorb them because this has prepared your gut for that absorption. So when these two marry together, you're creating the best gut health that you can have, and good gut health helps prevent disease. Proven. Okay. And then it's step 3, the dermafusion technology. And we both, we switch ours around. I
Mm-hmm.
have on Duo Elite today. She's wearing
Tack.
tack.
Mm-hmm.
And so there are different ones. So we want you to like reach out to us. If you got here via Bobby, tag her in the bottom. Say, hey, I'm here. I want some help. Same thing for me. We also like, you never know. Like right now, I know that we have some special stuff going on behind the scenes, but you got to connect with us to get that. Okay?
Oh yeah.
Because they
Yeah.
just don't go to anybody. They go to, and they're very limited. So these limited things go to those people that are really taking their health seriously, and they want to put their there's no time. You cannot put a price on your wellness.
It
It is
costs
priceless.
more to be ill than it does to take care of yourself. Let me tell you.
Yes, and even customers, just like promoters, can thrive for free. Like you bring 2 friends along and you get credits in your account. You're not like it's
And
kind
and
of
here's the thing: if you're when you start feeling good, people are going to notice that. They're going to ask you what you're doing.
yes,
Not just that, when you feel better and you know it's working, you're going to want to tell your friends, because you're not going to want your friends to be tired, sluggish, not feeling well. You're going to want them to feel their best because you love them.
yeah.
So, even if you don't want to talk to anybody else about it, you're going to want to talk to your friends about it, or your family that you love. So everybody has 2 people.
I'm going to ask you a question, very
Mm-hmm.
sensitive,
Mm-hmm.
but it's real.
Okay.
Okay. You talked about the grief and the things that you went through dealing with your daughter,
Mm-hmm.
not having taken care of yourself for so long. You stopped
Yep.
thriving. You realized that you were neglecting your body and
Mm-hmm.
that you were paying for it physiologically.
Yes.
You began to show some very adverse effects.
Yes.
Losing a parent, losing a loved one is not easy,
No.
ever.
I lost my
I
dad.
gotta ask you, has this helped you, the mood support,
It does help
in
with the
working
mood
through
support.
that?
And I will tell you, one of the things I do love about this is you can change up. If it's not working for you, or you don't think it's working for you, it's vitamins that work for everybody. If you think it's not working for you, talk to somebody about your 3rd step, because there are times, and I'm going to tell you right now, around Christmas, I'll be wearing Black Label.
Yes,
Around
ma'am.
the time that I lost
Absolutely.
my sister passed away in February, I'll be wearing Black Label because I'm going to need the mood support. At that time, I'm, you know, grief doesn't stop when
No,
the flyers and the phone calls and the messages stop. You still miss the people that you lost.
absolutely.
So when those holidays come up and I know I'm going to be extra stressed, um, I'll use the mood support, and the mood support for me, Black Label, helps me tremendously. So on those days, I will, um, and not to sound ignorant, and because I love my family, I love all of my family, and my friends. But when you have office parties or you have things in public, and you have the rude person who gets on everybody's nerves,
Mm-hmm.
I've learned that when I wear my Black Label, I don't want to respond to them in the negative manner that they're putting out to me, which I try not to do that anyway, because I try to always be nice to people. But you know what I mean? There's
I do.
always that one person that takes things a little too far, and
Yes.
it just gives me enough support that I can control what I'm saying back.
Gotcha.
And somebody just said something about chill. Chill is also another one
Oh,
when
girl.
I'm having
Yeah.
a hard time, and I'm getting overwhelmed. Chill is another one. It's very simple. You put it under your tongue, tastes like mint. And it helps you just kind of mellow out. It helps
Yeah.
you, it does. And that's the thing. We have so many products that are natural that help so many different things. You know,
Yes.
my uncle doesn't thrive, but he swears by
Mm.
move
Well, he
capsules. He loves them.
is thriving.
Yeah.
He's just not using the 3
Right.
steps. He's
He's not
using,
doing the 3 steps, but I mean, he's not using the 3 steps. He's not. But to
mhm.
him, he was in the service, and he used to jump out of airplanes, so his joints and the joint support, the shark cartilage and the joint support
Yes,
and the Move Pro capsules. He loves it. So, you
absolutely.
know,
And guys, we have so many people watching. I want to say hey to Mary and BK and Lori, and Lisa and Tatiana. Guys, it's so good to see y'all ladies around here. Please share this out. There's so many people that do not know the message of Thrive. And this is the season of sharing. We love to share the things that make a difference in our lives. If you're sharing the best Black Friday sales, um, the best Cyber Monday sales, whatever. And as we go into to December, all the things that you need to help your wellness. It's something that's going to give back tenfold. Take
mhm.
a chance on yourself, on improving your wellness simplistically, so that there's not any of that crazy timing that Bobby was talking about that does not fit into her schedule working in a hospital, nor a teacher's schedule. And let's face it, a mama with a bunch of kids, that ain't gonna, you can't sit there and time
Well,
things out.
it really
Nobody has
doesn't
time for
matter
that
what
stuff.
you do, because even if you're working in a factory, you
Mhm.
can't just get up and say, "Hey, I'm going to go take these capsules now." So, because I'm going to eat, my breaks in a half an hour. I mean,
Right.
I mean, it's just not realistic. Some of the things that they want
No.
you to do,
Yes.
So, like I said, my big thing is, the first 20, 40 minutes of my day and I'm done. I don't have to think about it. And then I'm still giving my body what it needs throughout the day, because your skin's your biggest organ, and you're putting your vitamins and nutrients or mood support or immune support right through the biggest organ in your body without having to do anything. It's just
Yes.
there. So, that is like easy peasy.
I want to segue one more time. Listen, if you are looking to close that gap that this recession has hit so hard with many, we're here for you too. These 3 steps not only will change your health and your wealth physically, but it can change what so many people are one paycheck away from bankruptcy. We want to help you, that not be you. We would love, what would, answer this, what would $1,100 do in your pocket in the next 2 weeks? What would that do? How would that change the trajectory, the presents under the tree, maybe even for your children? It might change you the opportunity, give you the opportunity to put something different on your table for your family, that you might ordinarily not be able to do. So there's so many, I mean, but the list is endless. But listen, so many people are that one thing that some people take for granted. I know I've been in a place where I don't take those things for granted anymore. So I love to help people go, let's change that. So I know Bobby's heart is in that place too, and we want you to thrive. First off, get on the product.
Hmm.
It will change you. And then if you're looking to like going, you know what, I could use some of that extra money, it's simplistic. We will teach you everything that you need to know, and go with you at the pace that you want to go. Bobby, thank you. You've shared golden nuggets, so many, and I appreciate your time.
I absolutely love sharing. So, when you have something that works so well, you kind of want to put it out there.
Yes, ma'am.
So, thank you for having me. You have a wonderful
Thank
evening.
you.
Mm.
Bye-bye.